everybody. Keep it going for Ben Putz. Surprised he's not a father, but relates sex to Yu-Gi-Oh! Coinkadink. Keep it going for your next comic, Marion Morrison, everybody.
Thank you. My name's Marion Morrison. And for those of you that don't know, today is January 30th, 2023. Anybody know what day today is, aside from January 30th, 2023? A lot of you are on my Facebook, so this question goes out to you.
It's your birthday, Marion!
Thank you! Yeah. I'm not sucking on a bullet tonight. Yes, so that makes me 37 years old.
All right.
And I didn't know what I would do out here, so I figured I'd come up and I'll play. I got 5 minutes. I figured I'll take some questions from the audience, let you Q&A me a little bit, and give you an idea. I grew up on a farm, a bit of an exotic animal farm, so we raised everything from, small predatory animals to large apex predators, and the occasional horse that needed broke. After that, I was in the Army. While I was in the Army, I started climbing towers to make a payday, and then I decided to settle on comedy when I was 30. So I figured I've had a pretty interesting life. I've had some stories to tell, so I figured I'd give the crowd here some participation and let you ask me some questions about my life. Because I've never really done crowd work, and I feel like doing it tonight with mainly comedians and 2 guests. So, come on. Anybody want to ask me anything?
What's your cat's name?
My current cat right now is Brownie. Standard tabby cat, neutered, pain in the ass. Recently he bit through my hand. Yeah. Anything else? Anybody else?
When's your birthday?
We covered that one. The 30th. Today is my birthday. It makes me 37 years old. The best part about being born in 1986 is I am 37 years old. But ironically, I'm roughly, 4 decades now? Every 10 years for me is 20 years. Do the math, it checks out. So, anything else? All right, well, the last guy came up here, he talked about something I don't know about, looking at porn and saying he liked the cute guys. All right, so I will follow that topic and explain why I stopped masturbating. So, looking at porn with men in it anyway. Because I'm 37 years old, and I've been single the majority of my entire life. At 37 years old, I've had 2 girlfriends that extended longer than a year. And when you're as single as long as I have been, and you live from hotel room to hotel room to hotel room, my first apartment wasn't until I was 30. So, you wind up looking at a lot of porn. And you don't realize as a young man how much porn you're looking at until you start recognizing the male actors. Yes. Bit of an eye-opener. Might have a porn addiction if you recognize the male actors. Yes. Tough crowd tonight. Lovely. Well, we'll talk about something else. I'm an avid outdoorsman. I do like being outdoors as much as I can be. I'm a camper, a fisherman. About 2016, we went on a fishing trip in Montana, Hell Creek, Montana. And now, this story it's a bit of a 2-part story, but I got 5 minutes, so I can only tell one part of it. The building up to this story, I wound up getting shot in the face. I can talk about that one, or I can talk about being stranded on an island for the better part of a week. Anyone? Island? All right, well, after getting out of the emergency room, because I had recently gotten shot in the face, we went on a fishing trip. And on this fishing trip, it was a 7-day fishing trip that turned out to be a 14-day fishing trip. While we're on the fishing trip, we're out there, we're having a really good fishing trip. We're taking pictures, we're catching 20 fish, Not 20 fish, but it's a record-keeping fishing. If Parks and Games would have caught us, they would have been able to get us a little too much fish. And we're sitting on the edge of the boat, and my best friend looks at me and goes, "Hey, Marion, does that look like a storm?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think we're okay." We should be. How wrong we were at this point in time. What happened was a small tropical storm came in. Temperatures dropped down to 25 degrees in June, but we were in Montana, so we should have been prepared for this. Well, the weather gets so bad it almost sinks our ship. We crash land on an island for 3 days while the storm just comes down. Temperature drops down 25 degrees, and we're trying to, survive. I'm going out there doing what I can to survive, and we get a tent going. It takes me 8 hours. I get a fire going, and we get inside this, we build our tent around the fire, and it's slowly burning out as the fire burns out. This is our last bit of heat. It is less than 25 degrees. We are rendered in our underwear, and as the light slowly burns out and the embers cash out, when we're sitting there in our underwear, one of my friends, he leans out and goes, "All right, looks like we're sleeping naked to survive this." To which I pulled my knife out and goes, "That's it, I'm eating somebody." Everybody, thank you very much. My name's Marion Morrison. Have a good night.
Happy birthday, Marion!
Thank you.
Keep it going for Marion Morrison, everybody. And as a whole crowd, I want everybody to say happy birthday all together. We're not going to sing because we're mostly comics and that'd be embarrassing. So on the count of 3, everybody yell, happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday!